Welcome, guys, to the course of supply chain management. And today, we would like to discuss a topic on service response logistics. And the main reference for this material is taken from Principle of Supply Chain Management by Wisner, Tan, and Leong. Okay, learning objective for this course are the student should understand how supply chain management in services different from supply chain in manufacturing, and then to define service response logistic and describe all of its elements, and to understand the importance of service layout and perform a layout analysis using several techniques, describing the strategies for managing capacity, waiting times, distributions, and quality and service. And also understand the queuing system. This is waiting lines, and calculate the queuing characteristics and how uh, to solve a problem in waiting lines, and understand the different distributions channel available for service, and defining the service quality and describing how to measure it and improve it. The chapter outline for this course are introductions, followed by the overview of service operations and supply chain management in services, and then the primary concern of service response logistics. So, introductions. Many services are pure service, offering few or no tangible product to the customer. So, apart from manufacturing, apart from physical product, some companies or many companies are selling or offering pure service. In others may have in end product with a larger tangible component. For example, restaurants and repair facilities purely on service, but also end up with the end product. Customers are often involved in the productions of the service, and service may provide state utility. It means that they do something to things owned by the customer. For example, store supplies, groceries, repair machines, and etc. So, what is the difference between goods and service before we go to the supply chain uh, of services? So, number one is service cannot be inventory, cannot be stored, and service are often unique. For example, insurance policy, legal services is quite different from, for example, restaurant services, right? And services has high customer service interactions, and services are decentralized due to inability to inventory and transport service product. And also in service we have service productivity. This is the actually this is the comparisons, not the comparison. This is the fractions between output produced and input used. So output produced should be, for example, if we talk about service, it will be sales amount in terms of money, in terms of how many customer serve, and also input, the single factor productivity, and we have input for multiple factor productivity. For single factor productivity, you should, for example, we look at input from labor hours, but for multiple factor productivity, we look at input from labor, material, energy, and capital. So in terms of service productivity, we have Baumol's disease. It says that productivity growth in services is low. Yeah, how to improve service productivity is possible through what? Outsource to lower labor countries, improving educations, and increase level of technology. So it means that we can increase the productivity by reducing the input needs or the input resources. So for example, outsourcing to lower labor countries. That's why in China, Vietnam, they provide labor costs, low labor costs for other countries. So that many countries outsource the labor cost from China and from Vietnam. And improving education, increase level of technology. In level of technology, uh, nowadays we see that many companies, many services are provided in online services. So they use internet technology to make their business more efficient. And for global service issues, global services are increasing all over the world, and managing them involve a number of issues. What? Yeah, I mentioned it's about labor. It is a matter of global, right? Labor, facilities, infrastructure, support. So, for example, you have your manufacturer in certain country, and then you outsource, or you buy. Yeah, you do a collaboration, for example, with other company in outside country. So you outsource labor, facility, and also the infrastructure. And legal and political issues laws may restrict foreign competitors. Yeah, we have to know that maybe there is an agreement between ASEAN countries. So this is to tackle the political and legal issues. And domestic competitors and economic climates, the manager should be aware of local competitions and their environment so that our product can be accepted. And the competitors, I mean, the competition should be fair enough, and we have to know the local and the local culture, so that it is easier to us to offer our service. And identifications of global customers. So this is also uh, important in terms of the competition, global competitions. And service strategy development, we have cost leadership strategy, we have differentiation strategy, and we have focus strategy. So what are the difference? So in terms of cost leadership strategy, it requires a large capital investment instead of the art equipment and significant effort to control and reducing costs. So it means that how to find more efficient costs. Then differentiation strategy, of course, it is something different. We should offer different and unique service to be created as a company. Listen to the customers, what the customer wants right now, and how we can provide a service different in terms of different functions and different appearance, but again. With focus to the customer needs. And then focus strategies serve a narrow niche better than other firms. So if you can find a very unique and what is actually not many competitors do. So we can do that. Okay. And service delivery system. This is an example taken from banking service system. So it is important to see what is actually the service delivered to the customer. So we have a system. We call it service delivery system. Actually, in banking service system, we have a bundle of attributes. This is a combination of explicit services. This is what the customer see explicitly. So the first one is the example is storage and use of your money, and then a supporting facility, for example, bank with draft up tailors, okay, facilitating goods. So for example, deposit form, monthly statements, and also implicit services. Yeah, security, atmosphere in the bank, cleanliness of the bank, privacy and convenience. So all are attributes as a bundle of banking service. So banking service is not just storing or depositing money, but also more than that. Okay, beyond that. So including the security and etc. Then talking about the service delivery system with mass-produced low customer contact service at one end and highly customized, and also high customer contact system at the other. So this is the combinations between high contact and low contact, high customer contact, low customer contact. So front of the house staff, it means the frontline staff, tend to be a customer centric. So in banking, we know that customer service and the security guy. Actually, there are more customer involved. Okay, it means the first layer that the customer see that they want to see how friendly the security, how friendly the customer service officers. And also it is supported by back of the house staff. This is the back office staff. They generally do not contact customer, but they are very important as well, right? For example, IT security, and then IT analysts, and etc. Okay, service system should be audited often to assess the performance, including in front and in the back of the house. Next one is service location. So in terms of service response logistic, we have also service location and layout strategy. Location strategy have a long-term money or dollars impact on the company, and decision should consider relevant factors and reduce intuitive decisions. So where we should find the locations. For example, in the banking, we want to open a new branch, and then we have to see where is the strategic locations, and also uh, layout strategies. So departmental layout to reduce distant travels and also to maximize the closeness desirability. For example, that's the location of managers and also the tailors should be close enough, right? Sometimes the tailors and also the customer service wants to it means want to approve, for example, the customer requests, right? So they need approval from the manager. So yeah, the location of manager should be close enough so that the manager also easily observing and easily accessing the staff. Okay, they are staff, they are employees. And closeness desirability rating between the departments should to design a layout that maximizes a rating for the entire office. So it means that yeah, I think the main issue is how to give a very it means efficient service to the customers. And supply chain management services in general, it is services performed require a larger labor component than manufactured product. I think it's very clear enough. And service also require use of facilitating products. So it means that computers, furniture, office supplies that are not part of the service sold. And the customer have no idea, actually, this is the highlight of no idea, how things actually get to the destinations. But they sure notice when the shipment is late. So actually, we have to see the critical point. So the critical point is that the customer don't care about the process itself, but they care about for example, the speed of the delivery, and then the appointment that was given, and also uh, the delivery times, and the quality of the product, but they don't care about the how the things are processed. So yeah, of course they don't have any idea about it. So this is our job as a manufacturer, as a service provider, to provide all that customer needs. More details, this is transportation and warehousing activities in services. So for example, services in banking. And transportation activities, what transportation and warehousing inventory activities? These are two things, right? These are two things very general in supply chains process, right? So banking, the transportation activities consist of movement of checks, coins, cash among branches and operation center. And this is a movement of checks to cities with Federal Reserve processing centers. And how about the warehousing? Warehousing, yeah, banking needs office supplies, stationaries, right? Coins, cash, furnitures, computers, and records. And how about hospital? Hospital and transportation activities consist of movement of medical supplies to stock rooms, transfer operations, movement of medical record, test result, and film among units. And how about the warehouse and inventory activities? For example, surgical medical supplies, and we have to yeah, put a stock on pharmaceutical supplies, and we also have stock of office furnitures and medical equipment. Okay, so service response logistic. This is the primary concern of service response logistic, management and coordination of the organization service activities. So it means that the flowing or services in a company should be clear enough and to be systematically done. There are four actually primary activities of SRL or service response logistic. The first one is service capacity. The second is waiting times. The third is distribution channels, and the fourth is service quality. And also, this is a highlight. Demand management tactics are also important as service cannot be inventory and customer demand must be met. It means that it's very challenging that yeah, we have to see, we have to have information of the demand management or the request by the customer, right? So, um, yeah, we take a look one by one. Managing service capacity. So service capacity actually the number of customer per day a firm's service system is designed to serve. Then this is very challenging, as I said. That maybe we can use historical data, the previous data, to predict the number of customers that can be served, right? When demand exceeds, this is a challenge as well. When demand exceeds the capacity, and of course, the firm turn away customer or hire personnel, right? And yeah, okay. So we have to know when it happens, right? The demand exceeds the capacity. So we have to set up the hiring, training, supervising, and also equipping personnel. Yeah, of course it is costly because this is yeah, it takes 70%, but 70% of the operational cost. But it is more important that we need to invest rather than we just uh, put the customer away. It means that we don't care about the customers and then they leave us and they go to our competitors, and I think it's quite, it is more costly than we invest for hiring, training, and supervising and equipping the personnel, right? So therefore, service manager must forecast demand and provide capacity to meet the forecast demand. And also, we have to look at the capacity utilizations. This is the comparison between actual customer served per period and the capacity. So the capacity utilizations, I think maximum is 100%. So it means that the actual customer served per period is equally the same as the capacity. And the level demand strategy, the level demand strategy is capacity remains constant regardless of the demand. Okay, when the demand exceeds the capacity, and then queue management tactic deal with the excess capacity, excess customer. It means that when the demand exceeds the capacity, then the customer should queue, should wait for it. Okay, and then we can use also the second one is chase demand strategy. Capacity varies with demand. It means that, but this one is very complex. It means that we set up our capacity first, and then yeah, we set strategy to find the demand, okay, that fits to capacity. And capacity management when demand exceeds the capacity. Okay, this is we have already seen is that when demand exceeds the capacity, and then we apply the capacity demand management. And to minimize the cost of hiring and laying off the employees, the following strategy deal with the period of high demand. Okay, so we can cross training and sharing employees. It means that how we train we train our employees to be more efficient, okay, to work faster, quicker, yeah, and then they have more skills. Let's say that some employee will be handled by another employee if let's say that they have many skills or different skills, so they are not depending on their own divisions, but also can help other divisions, right? And using part-time employees, the part-time employees should be trained. I mean, they are trained already. Yeah, they are ready. Then we can it means that we can hire. Okay, we can hire. Let's say that in some in specific season, for example, during Hari Raya Idul Fitri, and we have many orders, right? And then it is time for us to use part-time employees, and using customer hidden employees is also yeah, hidden employees for the customers. So it means that the customer can be trained as well as our employees, so that there is a mechanisms to set the price, of course. And using technology, I think everyone knows, right? Nowadays we can use online technology, internet-based technology, and then we can use kind of for example, the customer service can be not replaced but can be supported by recorded customer service, yeah, and automatic answer machines, for example, and using employee scheduling policies and also using demand management technique. Okay, and capacity demand management when available service capacity exceeds the demand. So this is I think it's low utilizations, right? Because our capacity exceeds the demand. Instead of disposing the excess capacity in the following strategy, deal with the low demand. Okay, so what we can do to find other uses of service capacity. So we should find our capacity, for example, that we have many employees that are not really uh, uh, tight in terms of their schedule. So it means that maybe the utilization is low, 40%, for example, and maybe we can offer our employees to other companies that we can yeah, we can offer them, they can rent, they can hire our employees. That's one idea, for example. And using demand management techniques as well, we do a forecasting. Maybe it is time not to use full-time employees, but also we also thinking about to use part-time employees. And also managing queuing time. So this is a very normal and very common phenomenon that we see. Managing queuing time consists of the management of actual waiting time and the perceived waiting time. So some questions will be asked, or some question we can contemplate, right? Number one is what is the average arrival rate of the customer, and then in what order will customer be serviced, and what is the average service rate providers. So I think number one and number three is should be balanced, right? The arrival rate and the service rate. For example, the arrival rate is 10 customer per hour, and then the service rate also 10 customer per hour. This is quite normal, this is quite ideal. And how are customer arrival and service time distributed? Usually they are following the exponential and Poisson distributions. And how long will customer wait before they either leave or lower their perception of the service quality? So it means that we should give them information clearly. So if we talk about banking, and then if you are following the queue, and then there is a number, right? Number posted on the monitor, and also number given to you in a receipt that you have to wait for how many customers just in front of you. For example, you got the number 10, then now number 2 is served, so you need to wait 7 more people, right, to be served. And I think it's quite better than no information at all. And then how can customer wait even longer without lowering the aspects perception of service quality? So I think that's the idea. And then given the number, given the seating facility, and also maybe free drinks, or yeah, other so-called entertainment, or it's just refreshment to the customer. And managing queuing time, queuing system design, the input process will be customer arrival. I will refer to the demand source and customer appear in arrival pattern. And I said before that Poisson distribution is used to model the customer arrival. This is the probability xt. It means that the number of arrival in times t, it depends on the e. E is the constant natural log base. The power of minus lambda t. Lambda is arrival rate times lambda t power x and x factorial. So this is the probability that we have number arrival in times t. And still in a queuing system design, the input process, most queuing model assume customers stay in the line. Okay, customers stay in the line. It means that this is very important for us, that to how to make customers stay in the line. They will not balking. It means that they are refusing to join the line. And we see that many people queuing and then they just leave. It is called balking or reneging, leaving the line. So they queue in the line and then suddenly they leave. And it is not it is not a condition that we want. So we need to make sure that the customers stay in the line. And a queuing system design, we're using a queuing characteristic. Queuing model assume infinite length of a queue. So unlimited capacity, and a queuing configuration can contain single or multiple lines. Single line and multiple lines means that one line for queuing and multiple line for queuing. And queuing discipline describe the order in which customers are served. Queuing discipline usually first come first serve, or also have a prioritized queuing system or serving system. And queuing system design, the service characteristic provided either by single server or multiple servers who act in series on parallel. For example, in banking system, we have I think it's no bank have only one tailors, right? Usually they have multiple tailors or multiple servers, and multiple servers acting in parallel is referred to as a multiple channel queuing system. In banking, we have, for example, five tailors. They are doing in parallel, right? They can serve five customers at the same time. And also multiple servers acting in series is referred to as a multiple phase queuing system. So we have, for example, five operators, and they are doing in series. So one example is that maybe if you go to maybe in office, office wants to have administration work, so you want to get a stamp, for example, for your documents, and then you are following five process. The one process is done by one person, so in series. So after process one or process A, and then followed by process B, then you go to process C, D, and then finally process E. Maybe one example, if you go to immigration office for you want to applying passport, for example. I think it's multiple ways. And the single channel single phase is configuration is the most basic. I think it's one operator, and this is one operator, usually one operator, one process. Okay. And especially if you go to small shops, this is one single channel and a single phase. And then this is for illustration to make it clear. This is called single channel and single phase. So demand source, this is you as a customer, and then this is one server. And then single channel multiple phase, this is a customer, and then the server 1, 2, 3, for example, because it's multiple phase. So process 1, process 2, process 3, each process is done by one operator. And then multiple channel and single phase, this is multiple channel and single process. So for example, if you use it in mini market, right, and there are more than one cashiers, and then multiple channel, multiple page. So yeah, we have two I mean uh, multiple channels. So this is line one and this is line two, and then each line is consists of more than one process, process one, process two, process three, and this is also process one, process two, process three. So let's imagine some examples to be identified for each queuing system configurations. I hope that you have yeah, you have ideas to some example for each queuing system configurations. And then how much minutes still? How to manage queuing time? Managing perceived waiting time often demand exit expectation and capacity. I think one example is good as done by Pizza Hut delivery. Perceived waiting time is 30 minutes. I think it is 30 minutes is quite reasonable that the customer wants yeah, is willing to wait for 30 minutes. Yeah, and this is the first and second loss of service. Rule number one, satisfaction, it depends on perception and expectation. Hopefully that perceptions is the reality that that the customer receive, and the expectation is, yeah, the expectation. If the perception is matched with the expectation, I think they will be satisfied, or the perception beyond this expectation. But it is hard to play catch up ball. Yeah, yeah. It means that, especially that we don't have the perceptions, we don't have any information and expectation. It's just we just don't care about the customer expectation. It's very dangerous for that. Okay, and waiting time management system or management techniques we can use. Keep the customer occupied. Yeah, they are really important. They are waiting, but keep occupied. Don't make them leave. And then start the service quickly and relieve customer anxiety. They're waiting, but yeah, make sure that they waiting for how long. I think it is good done by I think it's very good done by banking. So they have to wait for how long, and then how many customers still waiting, and yeah, all information are clear. Then keep customer informed, be informed. Okay, keep informed. Group techniques, group customers together and design a fair waiting system. So don't wait it too long. Okay, how long? It depends. Customer can wait 30 minutes, they can wait 5 minutes, but as long as they are informed, I think they will be okay. Okay. So managing distribution channel involve traditional methods and new channels that incorporate new internet technologies. So number one is the combinations between restaurant and entertainment element. We call it entertainment, and entertailing is entailing retail location with entertainment elements, and edutainment combines learning with entertainment to appeal customer looking for along with pay, substance along with pay. So I think it is innovations, how to distribute, how to manage the distribution channel. So not just a single channel, but we can combine. Okay. Lastly, we talk about managing service quality. The service customer satisfaction with the service depends not only on the ability of the firm to deliver what the customer want, but also the customer perceptions of the quality of the service perceived. It means that what the expectation, what is actually hoped by the customer should be fulfilled with the service offered to them. So it is very clear. It is to boost the customer satisfaction, right? And the service quality depends on the firm's employees to satisfy the customer varying expectations. I think, again, guys, this is just to remind you that in front line customer is very important to sorry, frontline employees is very important to your customer. Okay, you should train them, and then to train in terms of how they understand the customer expectation, especially waiting time. Okay, especially waiting time, because customer have an expectations that I need to solve my problem quickly, speedy, and right. Okay. So actually, there are five dimensions of service quality: reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy, and tangible. And all dimensions are actually, this is a combined service. Okay, reliability, for example, talking about performing the service correctly, dependently. So if I'm talking about banking, again the banking, so correctly and dependently, so that you deposit 1 million rupiahs and the receipt should have the correct number amount of 1 million rupiahs. Responsiveness is about promptly and timely service, how responsive the customer service are. Assurance, ability to convey trust and confidence to the customer, that you should convey trust to your customer that the money is safe. Empathy, okay, we are so proactive, caring attention to the customer. So like that, let's say that the customer is, for example, they are confused when they just came to our bank, for example, and we can ask them, what can I help you, sir or ma'am? Okay. And tangible is physical characteristic of the service, including facilities, servers, equipment, and other customers. So one example of ATM machines. How we provide ATM machines conveniently and comfortably to the customers. And in terms of the number of ATM machines, and then also the performance of ATM machines. Okay, I think that's all for yeah, the materials of service response logistic. Okay, and service is very important in supply chains management, not just product. Okay, this is to complement um, the whole package of offering done by company. Thank you. Have a good day.